Hello and welcome to yet another unscripted episode with me, Garima, and that's Antara. And today, before we introduce the guest to you, I want you to imagine something. Actually, why don't you also do that with me? Just close your eyes.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah, and just imagine yourself walking into a grand hotel
Oh,
where
There right
every
now.
little thing is taken care of. Each piece that you see is a piece of art, and the detailing is next level.
when are we going?
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm sure that we've all had that one lovely vacation to a place where we actually treated like, oh my God, we don't want to leave this place, right?
100%. Just tell me when and where.
Absolutely.
I know where.
Well,
Tell me when.
Yeah. Well, the guest on our episode today has actually done that for the last 41 years,
That's a very long time.
making those dreams come true. Yes, absolutely. And we have today with us Mr. Tarek Mourad. Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Welcome to the show.
Mr. Tarek Mourad, correct?
Yes,
That's how. Am I going to be addressing you like that? Or Tarek is okay?
Tara is more than okay.
Do you have a nickname?
No, my nickname is Tuti, but it goes way back in time, you know.
Wow, Tuti.
Yes, yes.
Should we
yes.
dare to ask where did you get that name from? Or who gave you that name rather?
My parents, you know, mainly my father, you know.
It's a very cute nickname.
So even it's a funny story because my father at one time he had some horse racing.
Oh.
Yeah, and he called one of them Tuti.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was playing football at that time,
Okay.
you know, at my young age, and whatever happened to me, you know, happened to the horse.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's
Quite a
it's very
story there.
interesting.
So you were named
and
after
then
your dad's
now
favorite
I
horse.
have a beautiful small French bulldog,
Okay.
and whatever I had, the dog has. You know, like I have allergy, and imagine my dog has allergy to grass. So think. A dog has allergy to a grass. Doesn't happen much.
No.
And whatever happens to me, get ear infection, he gets ear infection. So we are that much connected.
I'm thinking maybe that horses come back as your French bulldog, Tuti.
Yeah,
Could be a possibility,
Could be,
right? I'm
yeah,
inherently
yeah.
biased to anyone who loves animals, so we have a connection right there.
No, but to actually think of it, it really happens. The kind of energy that you carry with yourself, it tends to translate. It tends to just get on to the others. It tends to be just like in the room like that. That today in the room, the energy feels very, very different if you ask me.
It does.
But the good news is that horse won so many races.
Wow.
And, you know, the beautiful bear, the French bulldog that I have,
Yeah.
has so many followers on Instagram. So,
Wow.
you see?
What's the account? I'm following the dog right now. What's the
You know,
account?
the credit goes to my beautiful twin girls. You know, Maya and Tala, 17 years old.
Aww.
You know, they are the one who created his page and, you know, post pictures and so,
So
on.
adorable.
So,
Well, that's lovely. We would love to
Beautiful.
actually go and scroll and see as to what exactly is
I
happening
wish we
there.
could get them on the show also. That would
Next
that would be
episode.
very
For
nice.
today, I have a lot of
I'm
questions
sorry,
to be
I get
asked.
carried away.
Let's talk about this beautiful, grandiose,
Yes,
incredible,
congratulations on that.
luxurious hotel.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It's become the talk of the town. We've been talking about it since almost more than 2 years, that what's really happening here in Almoj, which property is really coming here. And finally, we get to know that, okay, it's open for everyone. It's St. Regis. The general manager of St. Regis with us to give us all the juicy stuff
Everything.
and the stuff that you haven't discovered yet. So
Okay.
let me start with the first question. You've been in the industry where you have treated people like God, like royalty, because guest, like how they say the customer is God, right?
Right.
How does it feel to be a guest yourself today?
You know, it's very funny because whenever I'm staying in a hotel or
Right.
visiting a restaurant, you know, either my wife or myself, I keep on reminding myself that I'm a guest here. You know, so like, for instance, in a restaurant, right? And I see a guest, other guests trying to get the attention of a server.
Yeah.
So I kind of go and tell the server, by the way, there is a guest who is looking for service. You know,
It is very difficult if you ask me when you
You
get on the
cannot
other
disconnect.
side.
Yes.
So I'm sure your family must be like really what do you call it? Not annoyed, but wouldn't
take a break.
Yeah, exactly. That you're not at work. You can be a guest at times, right? But it is difficult for you to be a guest at properties or to be.
It's extremely difficult because I come from a very Mediterranean family.
Right.
So I was just talking to my colleagues this morning that when I sit and have a meal with my mother, it's a torture because it's like a constant fight. Why you didn't eat this? You should eat this. You should finish this. You should try this, and so and it comes from the heart, and it's how we care, for our family members, for our guests, so it's something within the DNA.
Yeah.
And accordingly, when I'm even walking in other hotels that I have nothing to do with, I see guests, passing by, and I nod, I smile, I greet them, and so on. And sometimes my wife tells me, Tarek, you be careful because some maybe female or something, they might think that you are hitting on them, What's wrong with this guy? Why he's so friendly and welcoming? And maybe sometimes, but no, it's...
yeah, that's how
I am programmed.
Yeah.
So before I serve other guests, you need to always remember what comes first is always your family.
Right.
And this is not a cliche. And my family is my colleagues that I'm working with. And these are the ones that, the more I become senior in my role or my service years, the more I realize that I have to really take care of them more than ever, because at the end of the day, God bless them, they are the one who's doing the job. I'm just taking the credit. I'm getting the biggest salary and the most benefits. So I better take care of the real ones who create. The ones who really creates the experience. It's the team.
Yeah. So, Mr. Again, you've been in the business for 41 years.
Yes.
How has the industry changed?
Actually, it's more.
40. Okay, now
wow.
But I tell you how.
Step by
I started at the age of 14 because there are so many family members, who are in the industry, and I grew in a family where I became a fanatic about football and hotel business.
Okay.
Wow.
So from the age of 14, I went as a summer trainee at one of the top luxury hotels at that time in Cairo.
At 14.
At 14. And I started as a lift boy, does not exist anymore, that trade. And then I became a page boy, which you wouldn't know what it is about.
Yeah, that's the
But
first.
if you watch the movie Zero, the Hotel Budapest.
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's an amazing movie. You have to watch it.
Okay, on our list
next. So this guy who goes around in the lobby, in the restaurants, carrying a blackboard with the name of the guests written by chalk.
Okay.
And it has like 2 bells and going around ding, 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 ding. Mrs. Singh, Mr. Jones, whatever, you have a phone call. Because remember, in the 70s, that's the only way you can find the guests in the hotel, right? And then I became a bellman, and then I stopped because I played football for the national team of Egypt under 15, 17, 19. And then when I stopped playing, then I went for my second passion, which is
the hospitality industry.
Hotel business.
Wow. So how has the industry changed? Like you mentioned, page boy. We didn't know what that was. So
page boy.
Yes. What was it like back then? How is it different now? Like little things like this which you mentioned. How has it changed?
I tell you something, and it might surprise many. Nothing changed. I swear, nothing changed.
Wow.
Yeah. The only thing that
what makes you say that?
The only thing that changed is the tools that you have.
All right.
Technology. Remember, page boy was there, to allocate the guest, to communicate internally between departments. I carry, let's say, some printed materials from the reception to the operator, or carry some material from the PBX to the concierge or to the restaurants. In today's world, why we don't have it? Because we have the amazing communication tools that we are enjoying, all my life, all our life, sorry. And that's exactly what I keep on reminding people, that nothing changed because the core is the same.
Yeah.
The core is that you are there to create wonders for the travelers
Right.
who are coming to your place where they want to feel at home.
True that.
And as a host, you are taking care of all the little details.
Yeah.
And when I was a page boy, believe it or not, if I'm working at the PM shift, I was taking care of what we used to call at that time a card decks. What is a card decks? It's basically, small card with the name of the guest
Right.
and when he visited the hotel and what are their preferences. And we keep it alphabetically in the back of the house of the reception. So when they are coming again next time, that page boy goes with the arrival list of the following day,
Right.
checking the card decks
Right.
drawers
wow.
alphabetically and say, let's say we're looking for Mr. Singh,
Right,
okay?
right.
So I go SING under S and see if Mr. Singh came before, I get it out, and the receptionist would
You
know
already know
all
the
the
history.
details and share
Right.
it with the team to
Lovely.
prepare it before they arrive.
Wow.
And, okay, if they didn't come in, so we create a new card for him or for her so that we start filling it up.
Nice.
And today,
How beautiful.
it's much easier
So much
Yeah.
easier.
because you have all the
data.
details.
course.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
core is the same. So
True.
don't be misguided or confused about what is the core of the business. The looks and the tools change, but the core is the same.
Right.
Finding out more about the guest and
Right.
creating beforehand, if you know, or after they arrive, based on the
experience
conversation,
that you-
the
they
experience that is second to none, where
Yeah.
they feel, wow.
I think that's what makes your entire experience very different, because when you go on a vacation or a staycation or you want to just stay, you really don't want to think. You just want to switch off. And when somebody else does that thinking for you, that before you even ask for something, it's already there for you, I think that's what makes the experience really wow. So my question here to you is that, apart from this, what is that other thing that really works in your industry to make that experience, to make your stay very memorable, from a very ordinary one to a very extraordinary one?
Again, it's a beautiful question, and I don't know why. It's very easy and simple in my mind.
Okay. I'll say 41 years of experience there.
Last week, I'm picking on the line you opened with.
Okay.
Last week, I was attending the Arabian travel market. Not last week, couple of weeks
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah.
I was attending the Arabian travel market in Dubai,
Right.
and my amazing boss, who is my assistant, Dang, she said, "Where would you like to stay?" I said, "You know what? I want to stay in a resort to learn more about how, resorts that I didn't work at or visit before provides these exquisite experiences."
Right.
So she said, "Which one?" Anyhow, I chose one of my, company's sister properties that has been there for 25 years. And I went to that hotel, and, in our line of business, we travel a lot. So maybe 1 month before, I stayed in brand new hotels in the same destination. And not brand new, like maybe 1 year old or something like that. So they have all the right bells and whistles to excite you and so on. But guess what? I was super impressed with that hotel. Much, 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 much more than the new hotels that I have visited before.
What is the
And-
difference?
And it's all about the people. It's never because of the chandeliers or the art deco or how new it is or how sparkling it is. It's all about the people that touch your heart
Right.
and create these unique moments that you're talking about.
Right.
And you know what? Again, it can be a cliche, but that's truly what made a difference to me.
It's the warmth
they
of the
used
staff.
my name. but not using my name only, because nowadays you can figure out the guest name much easier than the old days.
Right.
But they knew who I am from my point of view, not because of my name they used, but how they arranged for the experience, okay,
Yeah.
based on my preference,
Right.
based on their, okay, let's say, noticing what I used and what I didn't use, what I liked, what I didn't like, and adding more to the things I liked,
Right.
and taking away quickly the things I did not like. That's
Noticing.
emotional luxury,
Yeah.
and that's what stays in the heart forever. Because you know what? You can be impressed by, let's say, an amazing car, 2024, right? Beautiful,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah.
The shape, what can it do?
But if it's not
But guess what?
comfortable-
Come 2025, there will be another new model
Yeah.
that will excite you more.
Right.
But what you will never forget, okay, is how
That-
good that person served you,
Yeah.
and how she or he connected with you emotionally.
Right.
And that's why you will continue going to that place more and more, not because of the looks, but because of the
How did
people.
they make you feel?
Yes.
That they made you feel important. That they made you feel that yes, you are the most important
You are
person.
coming to your home.
Yeah.
And when you come to your home,
Yeah.
you want to feel safe.
Yeah.
You want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Like my mother keeps saying. Right?
Very true. Very
Right?
true.
And
Yeah.
you like to be, you know, in a place where you celebrate and think. When you want to celebrate your birthday or anniversary or anything, the first thing you think of is with whom you want to celebrate,
Right.
and then where you want to celebrate.
Very
but first,
true.
the
It's
people,
the people.
Yeah.
that's will always be the number one.
Very true. Don't you feel that Oman stands for that? Because Oman is known for its hospitality, right? And
just
I would
warm.
say that you actually just kind of completed 40 years, a milestone year here in Oman. So when you moved to Oman a year and a half back, did you feel that as in the air, in the culture, when you met the people?
You know, I visited Oman number of years back.
Okay.
You know, because I had a conference in here, so I came and I stayed in one of the properties here, and then I left. And you know what? I visited, but I did not visit really.
Why do you say
because
that?
you go, you come to the airport, you drive to the hotel, you stay in the hotel, yeah, you look around, and then you leave. So
Yeah.
you didn't really, you know, immerse yourself in the
Yeah.
destination. But I was very fortunate to come last January and to have the best surprise of my life.
Okay.
First, I came for the hotel because I knew the brand.
Right.
Okay, it's one of the best, you know, top luxury hotel brand in the world. And the hotel because it's an amazing hotel with so many, you know, hidden secrets that will amaze you when you visit. And the location is exceptional. So, and the owners I know of, and they are truly unique. But when I came to Oman, I was overwhelmed by one thing and one thing only, and it's related again to the people of Oman. And I don't know how many people talk about what I'm going to tell you now, but I don't think anybody ever mentioned it.
Okay.
Omanis and the people who live in Oman, okay, who are influenced by the local culture and the way of living, are very blessed with something that is unique.
Okay.
They are very blessed by being content.
Wow.
I don't know. Have you ever heard about
yes,
this?
now that you
Yeah,
say it.
because everyone is always so relaxed. Everyone
But
is
did
like,
ever anybody say
no one's ever pointed that out.
content?
No one's ever
No.
pointed that out.
Right?
And when we put it
You
that
see?
way,
Very
yes,
true.
we agree.
That's where the
We
4th
agree.
years come in. No,
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Now that you say
but you
it.
know, being content is a huge blessing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we are somehow designed in a way that what's next? I need more.
Yeah.
So if you are, you know, a watch collector, for instance, you know, you don't think of how many watches you have in a safe that you don't even wear.
You're
But
always
are
eyeing
the next
yes.
option. The next
I have
option.
this on the list. In
But
my
I want this one, right?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And this is part of our DNA, and it's perfectly fine,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's great, you know, because this excites us to do more, right?
Yeah.
So you mentioned that, like,
But with Omanis,
They're
it's
freaking-
different.
right.
So
You know, they appreciate what they have, okay, and they understand that this is a blessing, and still they want to go for more.
yeah.
But that pose, okay, creates an amazing sense of tranquility and peacefulness and appreciation that is unique.
So is that an added pressure,
On
or
the
is
contrary,
it?
on the contrary, on the contrary, on the contrary. You know, can I be open?
Yeah, yeah. Please go for it.
Absolutely.
So many people say, you know, in Oman, you know, things are maybe slower, you know, it's not happening that fast. Oh, we cannot get things done and so on. And I actually see the exact opposite. It happens, and it happens at the right pace in the most amazing, beautiful setup that is second to none. And I'm not saying it because I'm with you. I'm
Yeah,
not saying it
yeah.
because I'm in Oman. But that's my, you know, own reflection and enjoyment. And this is huge. You know, I was with my wife, and my wife is Turkish. So, you know, I'm Egyptian with two mainstreams. You know, one Greek from my mother and Ottoman from my father. So, and my wife comes from Istanbul, and it's very, you know, hustling,
Very
bustling,
hard.
ba,
You get that feel right at the airport, you know,
Yeah.
like right from the airport. You just
and Cairo is the same, and so on. And we were, you know, in a city recently, and everybody is praising, and she said, you know what? I miss Oman.
Oh.
And again, I'm not saying it because I'm with you.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
I know
I'm
what you
saying
mean.
it because that's reality.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, you know, if you are in a constant race, you don't have time to enjoy the scenery. You know, I drove once from Milano to Geneva. What an amazing, amazing drive, you know, through the mountains, the lakes, and, but I didn't enjoy anything
Why do you say
Right.
that?
because I was driving.
You were not on the passenger seat. Yes, you were busy doing. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we need to enjoy the ride by taking the time to experience the blessings that we have.
Absolutely.
So hosting people, you mentioned Omanis are more content. They're more happy with the way things are. When you're
But I am, this might surprise you, and again, I'm sorry, to the contrary of what I keep on hearing, I opened so many top luxury hotels, okay, in a number of destinations, you know, from Las Vegas to Baku and anything in between, right?
Right.
And in our line of business, what's the most important element? People,
Correct.
right?
Right.
So, what are the main criteria for the hospitality people? One, the attitude,
Right.
the smile,
Right.
the passion to be the best, greatest, you know, host,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you get people from all over the world. So what you need beside the attitude, okay, you need the communication skills.
True.
Right?
Right.
Because you have different nationalities, different
Correct.
So
languages.
you
yeah.
need to speak English,
Correct.
right.
right?
Right.
And that, yeah, go on.
Okay, so the attitude and the skills,
Communication.
skills.
Yeah.
And there is nothing else you need in the hospitality business.
If you're so
Because we
organized.
are in, especially in the hotel business, we are in the easiest business on earth ever. That people, since they are born, they are trained for so many years, you know. You know how to fix your bed, right?
Of course.
You know how to clean your room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you know how to prepare tea, right? And maybe, you know, do boiled eggs.
I can do that.
And you do your laundry, right? Put it in the machine, and that's what we do. That's really what we do in the hotel business.
You know how simple you make that sound?
But
It's
it
not
is
that
true.
simple.
The only difference between the mega stars and not the so mega stars is the attitude.
Yeah.
So think in Oman, everybody you come across is so hospitable, so smiling, okay, caring from the heart.
Yeah.
Okay, what else you need from an attitude point of view? Perfect. And I say the education level in Oman is perfect. Almost everybody speaks good English. All right. We are not into, you know, English political debates now between X and Y, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the
So-
communication, at least you can get a
So
point across.
in here, I have amazing minds of people that can be the top leaders in the hospitality and the hotel industry.
So it can immediately make you feel like home.
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
you have the right ingredients. So the content, you know, having the time to digest and enjoy what you have, and then reflecting in your approach, because he or she who does not have, he or she cannot offer. But the opposite is true. He and she who has will offer and more. So the Omanis has so much to offer. And they do offer it. And it's not a country that was just created a couple of years back. It's a country that goes thousands of years back
Right.
in culture and in history, and so diverse in an amazing, inclusive manner.
Right. Well, so talking about Oman, now we have this brand new property, St. Regis. Congratulations once again on that right here. Tell me something. How do you think it's going to help the Oman tourism to boost that part of it?
You know, first of all, Oman, as I was just saying, it's a beautiful, you know, portrait or a beautiful piece of art made of incredible, you know, little mosaics, you know, from all angles, and I really mean it. And when it comes to the hotel side and the hospitality side, I think again it has incredible, you know, pieces that makes the destination very special. So St. Regis coming to Muscat, first it's a blessing for St. Regis to be in Muscat. Okay, because at the end of the day, for any, especially, you know, top luxury brand, you need to be in significant, you know, meaningful destinations. And Oman is that. Okay, because for me, Oman is one of the most, you know, beautiful, unseen piece of jewelry that very, very few, you know, experienced it and fell in love with. And to prove that, the number of repeat visitors, you know, coming to Oman for leisure is one of the highest from a ratio point of view.
Oh.
Okay? And it's not for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, for 10, 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah, from different parts of the world. And this tells you, you know, the huge potential that Oman has.
Wow.
You know, and that's how I judge, you know, how significant the destination is or not. So St. Regis coming to Oman is a great plus
Right.
for the brand to be represented here.
Right.
And what a representation, we have an incredible, true, unique, experience that we are bringing. And I see it as an additional beautiful mosaic to the beautiful artwork that Oman has in general. And these, individual mosaics
Yeah.
is a great addition. Why? Because the more you have, exquisite brands coming,
Right.
like the St. Regis, the more word of mouth, is there in the world.
Right.
So more people will say, St. Regis is opening
Right.
at Oman, and we have to go and see it. It has this, it has that, and. But people always tend to forget that what comes first always is the destination. So we have, a very blessed combination in this formula, because we have, yes, a unique, exquisite, brand that goes back 100+ years, from North America, New York in particular. That's one element, but also equally we have an incredible owner, that is very much into, true luxury. And in everything, it's a big group that is, specialized, in different upscale, unique domains in the business. And it all started in the jewelry business.
Oh.
So when you are a jeweler,
Right.
you are all about the fine details,
Right.
and the uniqueness of what you are creating and what you have, because it's a mixture, I believe, of hobby and passion, and at the same time business. So to excel in the jewelry business, you have to be extremely unique.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, tell me about it.
So
But
we have that combination
Right.
that agreed to create that unique St. Regis in Muscat.
Right. But I'm sure that before launching it, before you thought of that idea of coming up here and, setting up the business right here in Oman, you have done your research, you have checked all the data, because anyone would do that to understand your customer, to understand your target audience also. Okay. Can you share a few things that you came across, something that surprised you as well while you were doing the research, when you took that call, when the owners took that call, and when you finally decided, when the group thought that, okay, here, where are we going to now open? Or should I ask that, what took you so long to come to Oman?
No, I wish I was that much sophisticated and insightful and, but reality is I'm very lazy. And
I know you love football.
No,
I know you
Can't
give a
be
tough
lazy.
time to your team. I know you always keep them on their toes. So maybe you're not sharing some real, like that, those insights or some numbers that you have and you're not ready to share with us then.
but when I was playing football, I was number 9, and number 9 is the laziest person in the team, because he is the scorer, right? And he only run for a short distance towards the goal, and he misses so many opportunities during the match, and then when he scores one goal, everybody say, wow, look at this, that was
See, now-
fantastic.
yeah, exactly,
But in
now-
reality, they don't know as much as if you are a winger or a midfield or a defense, So coming back to our business, you look at things from a big picture, first of all.
Okay.
The brand, number
Right,
one.
right.
Okay. And the brand was amazing.
Right.
And still incredible, which is
Right.
St. Regis.
Right.
Okay. One of the top luxury brands in the world. So this
Absolutely.
is number one. 2, you have an incredible owner. Okay. And that owner would not associate his legacy and name with something that is ordinary, right? So it has to be something exquisite.
Exquisite.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? if these two entities decided to go to Oman, then they know far much better than me because they do their due diligence. They do the market surveys, they do the research, and they came to a decision that they are going to be here.
Yeah.
So all the elements are there.
Right.
What you mentioned is very true, but happened after I came to Oman, not before. Okay, because I always believe, again, coming from the football, you need to immerse yourself first into the destination, okay, and learn everything about it firsthand.
Right.
And experience it yourself.
Right.
And see the opportunities, see the threats,
Right.
and see where you can make a difference.
Right.
Okay? And then
Stand
you need
out.
to sleep and dream of it. The best football players or coaches, okay, they dream of the match before they play it.
Really?
Yes. And you need to put yourself, okay, in that scenario of how the match will be played. Okay, who is the opponent? Okay, and how you are going to set the game plan and execute it. Okay, same thing in the management as well.
Okay.
You need to immerse yourself in the destination and think of how you will be the number one.
That's the first.
And
that you
dream
take.
of how you will have your team. You need to dream of your team.
Right.
Okay, who will be the food and beverage, for instance, and what kind of person she or he is to be.
Right.
Where do they come from? Based on what we have. And talking about food and beverage, it's a big challenge because we have numbers of amazing experiences.
I know some 9 restaurants on the list, right? Ooh,
Yeah.
we're gonna get on that.
And you need to also do the same for the rooms side.
Right.
Okay, the
Right.
one who will be taking care of everything in the hotel except the food and beverage.
Right.
What kind of person she or he is. Okay, and the same, with the marketing, with the finance, with human resources, with the engineering. And the residence side, because we have residents as well. The director of residence,
Getting all them
you need to
together.
think of all these masters
Right.
of their own areas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay? And then when you think of them, okay, you find them.
Yeah. If I'm not wrong, I think each one of them have some close to 20 to 25 years of experience. All
they are younger.
the
They are younger. So they are anywhere between, let's
he
say,
has a very strong team.
15 to.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed always.
Yeah.
I think
A very, very strong
my mother
team, I
and
must
father,
say.
they pray a lot for me because at the end of the day, it's the team that makes the difference.
Right.
The team
Right.
that, the coach or the manager can dream, can put plans and.
But the execution.
But the execution is the team.
Yeah, very
so
true.
coming back
Yeah.
to the formula, so you know what you want to be. You want to be the number one, right? Okay? You want to be the winner of the match. And you dream of the players that you want based on the opponent and based on the hotel and based on the destination. And then you share with them, okay, the goal and how we are going to achieve it through people as well. Okay? And then when you hire the right amazing leaders, trust me, they will hire again amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a chain.
Yeah.
Yes. So at the end of the day, when you come after you're done, like now when I see, God bless the team, they are so different, coming from different parts of the world, So the colors, the shapes, the heights, the culture, everything is different.
Yeah.
But they have the same common
Goal.
attitude
And
and presence and smile and fun, and it's incredible.
yeah.
Right.
We agree to have a working environment that is based on trust, transparency, honesty, and support. Okay? Support when you need it.
Right.
Because, when you don't need support, who needs support. You only need support when things are different,
Right.
when there is a mistake, when things are not going in the right direction, right? And you need it, okay, to come and take care of the challenge immediately, rectify it so that the guest, feels that, wow, they care, okay? And they say, wow, these people are different. They care for me. I mean a lot for them. And they rectify the mistake immediately. And we learn from it so that we don't do it next time, but we celebrate because we made a mistake while we're trying to exceed expectations.
So how do you do that of turning a bad experience into a good one? Because I'm sure that on a daily basis, you come across a variety of guests with different temperaments, with different expectations. So how do you actually deal with that?
Many people don't know that the best hotels in the world, there is an average of 2 to 3 mistakes that happens per day. Some they notice, some they don't.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
But the top hotels, I told you that our business is very simple, right?
Right.
Which I still, say day in, day out. But the top hotel, okay, is a hotel where there is a team, okay, that they know what went wrong. And without hesitation, okay, they communicate within the family that this went wrong. And then immediately they solve it for the guest.
I have
Okay.
a question.
So as quick.
And then afterwards learn from it and celebrate it. Managers and general managers are not here to reprimand. General managers and supervisors are here to support. And how you support? By teaching, by learning and training, okay? And when things go wrong, okay, they are here to immediately say, no worries,
Don't
you
worry.
did a good job, let's fix it together immediately.
I have your back.
Yes. And that's the respect, okay, and that's the support. But first and most important point, you know what? Having fun. Having fun is crucial.
Right.
Right.
Because we are in people business. It's very stressful.
Yes. Oh,
And-
yes.
And when
You're managing
want-
emotions.
Yes, when you work in a fun place, that yes, the focus is there, that yes, the standards are there, yes, the drive to do better every time and learn from it, it's the formula of success.
Wow.
Because it projects on the overall feel in the hotel. And the feel is, I'm coming to a happy place.
Yeah. I'm coming to home.
And that's where you want to enjoy. Exactly.
But
Yeah.
going back to what you actually mentioned, that when something goes wrong, how do you actually fix it, right?
Yeah.
So it's a very common practice, and I want to ask you whether you agree to it or not. That if something were to go wrong with a guest, the best thing to do is give them something free, and they'll be happy. Does that actually work? Is that something that you guys do?
This is one of the steps.
Right.
That's for sure. But first, okay, you need to acknowledge if
And accept it.
something wrong happened. Okay, you need to
Take responsibility of
accept
that.
it and share it with the guest.
Right.
that we did something wrong, and
We're
we
sorry.
do apologize.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And if you have the time to explain. But if there is no time to explain, just fix it and move. And when the time is there, go and explain to the guest exactly what went wrong.
But at times there can be some guests who are very unreasonable as well. I mean, you can really feel it that, it's not
They
the
just
stuff.
want something complimentary,
Yeah.
that's it.
Like, you also as a guest, that the other guest on the other table is being very unreasonable and that
Yes.
conversation shouldn't happen. So,
And you know what? We are in the people business,
yeah,
right?
like you said.
However, okay, something triggered that attitude. So it's perfectly fine. We made a mistake.
Wow.
There is
I love how accepting.
there is only one you know, whatever you think of, that is complete and does not make mistakes. But we are creatures that are full of
Flaws.
How much
mistakes.
of meditation are you doing to reach the stage that you
No,
have
no, I
reached?
swear.
I
You know,
mean-
sometimes my colleagues comes
Yeah.
and say, you know what, and even myself, they say, Tarek, you know, he's a difficult guest.
Yeah,
you know.
I'm sure.
But we did something that is not right. People don't wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to go and give you a hard time.
Well, most people don't. I know if you do.
But could be, so that we are not here angels and beyond, you know. You are not in the right mood and something goes wrong, you know, that is this much, but it triggers something inside of you at that time that make it that much,
Right.
right? So no need to argue, is it this much or is that much? Okay? Just deal with it, you know. If something went wrong. But there are sometimes things that is misunderstood. But again, the first thing you should do is correct the situation according to the guest. And then afterwards, explain. You know, some guests come and
You
say,
guys really study the guest, don't you? Right from the time when they check in, I think the entire team, it feels like they really take, in order to take care of the guest though, in a good way, I'm saying that you really have to study your guest well.
true. But can I ask you something?
Sure, please go for it.
Today,
Yeah,
you woke up, right?
yeah.
I don't know if you had breakfast or not.
Of course, yes.
You had breakfast. right?
Yes.
Were you in the same mood when you were having the breakfast like now when we're talking?
Not at all.
Right?
Yeah.
Now you're thinking of what I'm going to ask Tarek, you know,
Yeah.
what is going to happen here.
Yes,
and-
the energy is very
Yes,
different.
But in the morning it's different.
Yeah.
You were into yourself, you're trying to take care of yourself,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So you, as a guest, is very different than you now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So the bespoke experience that we create in St. Regis,
Yeah.
okay, that we are very well known for, changed, even though it's the same person, but changed because it's a different person needs that we need to cater for. Right? I don't know if.
I understood
Yeah,
what you're
yeah.
trying to
So
say. Yeah.
what was... If,
So
if-
take care of the guest immediately
they're-
because
But is-
he's coming here to enjoy. You know?
Yeah.
Something triggered and something. But then afterwards, if there is a miscommunication after you took care of it and things settle, you know, like sometimes guests come and say, for instance, you know what? They didn't do my room, right? But they forgot that they left the do not disturb.
Just yeah.
not the
So it's
team's fault.
perfectly fine.
Yeah.
We will take care of it immediately. We go and do it. and
Again,
so on.
coming back to
And
the
then you
attitude.
come and say,
It's like if you
"We
have the
are-
right
we are
attitude. So
yeah,
yeah,
we are
everything-
sorry for that. And guess what? Because you know there was the do not disturb. We
Yeah.
understood that you don't need service. We
Yeah.
hope you can accept the turnaround experience that we changed.
in these 41 years, what was the strangest request that you ever had to deal with from a guest?
Yeah, when we opened a top luxury hotel in Cairo,
Right.
and there was a guest who wanted to buy an elephant. Because that hotel was overlooking the
Whoa.
Nile from one side, and behind the hotel there was
Whoa.
a zoo.
He wanted to buy
the
an
guest
And
went
you're at the
to
hotel,
zoo,
wow.
and yeah, so it's okay.
Do you mind me asking which part of the world was he coming
There
from?
are tons, you know, but you know,
what did you say?
it was very refreshing.
I'm sure. You still remember, so yes. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. So you make that. Okay, is there a list or is there something like a book or something? I don't know if you have. Like, you know, there are different categories of guests that you get. You have a honeymoon guest, you have friends coming together, you have family coming in, you have these corporate people. So, is there a list where you are like, okay, if this person is coming from this category, make sure that this for sure is taken care of. You have solo travelers, you have, you know, different types, different categories.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure that you have at least the basics sorted for them. So if I just throw things like, let's say if it's like a backpack traveler.
Yes.
Okay, coming and staying at your property. What is the first thing that you will sort out for this person?
First thing is to welcome him.
Yeah.
You know, to offer him a nice cold towel. You know, and take care of him.
Yeah.
Okay, and the good news is with the backpacker,
Yeah.
sometimes you have more time, because
Yeah.
you can tell they are coming to enjoy a destination, right?
Right.
So the first thing is they want to interact
Yeah.
with people.
Right.
So you accommodate them, you offer them, as I said, a cold towel,
Yeah.
a nice, refreshing drink,
Right.
and show more of yourself.
Okay. If it's a honeymoon couple, let's just take one thing, the first basic or the most important thing that you will sort out for this category of guest. So honeymoon couple.
Again, all guests, so
Yeah.
that I don't mislead you.
Yeah.
The most important thing for them is to go first to the room as fast as they're possible.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true.
Because even
They've
the
had it.
backpacker,
Yeah.
he wants to go take a shower and
Yeah.
Dump his luggage.
but still, I don't know why you put me in that
Spot of-
in that scene where it's too hot and he's coming from the desert and
Yeah.
and
Okay.
whatever. But everybody wants to go fast to the room.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And that's why in the St. Regis Al Moj Muscat Resort, a key for us is to do in-room check-in.
Oh.
So we don't take the guests to the reception, we just zoom them up to the room. And while we're going up to the room, we are explaining, especially in our case, we have so many beautiful experiences from food and beverage, from spa. We have the Girlland Spa, we have the beaches, you have the pools, you have the workout areas, you have the golf course. So tons of things to tell them about, but in a very efficient, meaningful manner. So we take them straight to the room. We do just quick presentation of what we are going through, and in the room we finalize all the check-in procedures.
Wow.
Okay, we have the butlers already there. The butlers, offer their services, because the butlers in our case is not only for packing and unpacking. Our butlers are more of your, consultant, that is fully dedicated to connect the world, the hotel to you. Wow. Right?
Talk about luxury here.
But then to leave you quickly,
Yeah.
it depends on the guest tempo.
Yeah.
If they want to talk
Yeah.
more, we talk.
Right.
Because luxury is generosity. And in the people business, generosity is primarily in time. The time you spend with the guest, the time you prepare, the time it takes to prepare an amazing, food and beverage experience to the guest, the setting of the spa, okay, or the hammam, or the facials. You can make it a la fast food, or you can really take your time and create a Michelin experience, not only in the food, in anything you do.
Talking about food, you have a lineup of some 9 amazing, mind-blowing restaurants in the property. Please take me through that. What has each restaurant to offer, and what is the specialty?
So we are really very fortunate, and again, it comes from the vision, okay. And I here give the credit to our owners, because our owners are very much into the food experience, okay. And they get it right, because at the end of the day, you have travelers from all over the world, So if I ask you, and if I ask anyone, what's your most favorite food? You will say Mama's food, right?
Very true.
Of course.
Right.
Very true.
So
Food.
if you are Italian, so it's Italian food. If you are Indian, you are Indian food. If you are Egyptian, it's Egyptian food, right? So it depends where you are coming from, right? So the more choices you provide, the more probability that you will, cater for the heart of one of your travelers. And again, they are jewelers, right?
Right.
So they associate themselves with the top in their trade. Okay, so if you're talking about Middle Eastern food, we have Sharif, for instance. It's the summit from my side of the Lebanese food. Okay. And again, Hakkasan, Cantonese, incredible, right? Then you have Roberto's, talking about Italian, right? again, incredible Italian. And then you have Novikov, you know, which is a beautiful, you know, mix and fusion of, you know, international seafood. And then you have Koya. You know, Koya, again, it seems like I touched the right button there. Right? Koya,
It's like, yes! Yeah.
give me the menu now, I'll order now. I don't want to waste time here.
Yeah.
Okay, and again, Koya, an incredible, you know, contemporary Asian fusion, you know, I call it delicacy still, you know, because each plate coming from there, it's like an art piece, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the branded restaurants, and then from our side as well, we have an incredible, you know, Greek experience, you know, Zorba, right? And talking about the Mediterranean, and again, this is the heart of the Mediterranean, not only cuisine, the Mediterranean culture and history and so forth. And then, for me, what I feel very, very passionate about is Karibu. And if you speak Swahili, Karibu means welcome. And this is the representation of
The culture.
the most beautiful, you know, gem in our part of the world, which is Oman.
Oman.
And Karibu extends all the way from Zanzibar to the south of the Indian continent, you know, and so you have a beautiful, beautiful bites and delicacies from this extraordinary extended geography and history and culture. In Oman, we are very, very fortunate because we have so many seas, right, and ocean and so forth. So this is the heaven for seafood. And Oman, because of the mountains and the wadis and, you know, the greeneries also we have, you have beautiful, you know, meat, you know, poultry or...
So Karibu is for those.
Yeah. So the shua, you know, the slow cooking and the attention for the details is incredible, and that's, I think, the best representation of Oman. And you know, in general, you know, in the restaurants, that the Greek restaurant or Zorba or Karibu, we are mainly, you know, focusing on the local, homegrown, you know, materials, you know.
Taste, flavors, culture, you bringing
We
all
don't
of that
import
in.
anything because we believe in sustainability big time. Big time. So if you are coming to Karibu, for instance, or you're going to Zorba and ask for, let's say, a specific dish,
Okay.
or fish
Okay.
that is not, you know, part of Oman,
Right.
we say we're sorry,
Oh.
and we have that alternative.
Oh.
That is
Interesting.
even
Very interesting.
more enjoyable and it has a beautiful story to tell. And we are very fortunate. We have an incredible, you know, culinary team that creates beautiful, tasty bites like you cannot, you know, imagine. So again, that's very important for us. Plus, we have, of course, the stage. Okay, this bar and lounge where it's all about the mood and the food as well. And the team created over there an international, you know, beautiful menu. Okay, that again driven from the local offerings.
Wow.
With live entertainment. And by the way, the mood is in every outlets that we have. So we created different moods for every outlet that suits the venue and the concept of the place.
Something
and
for
last but not least, my most favorable one, which is sukkar. Sukkar in Arabic means sugar,
Sugar.
right?
Shakkar in Hindi.
Yeah, and in many words, in many languages,
Yes.
it's almost similar.
Yeah.
And over there, I promise you, you will have the most beautiful, bakeries, tarts, cakes,
my mouth is watering.
chocolate, macaroons, like.
Oh.
And believe it or not, I was just having some bites before I come in here and I say, thank God.
Mildly jealous right
Otherwise,
now.
I'm growing by the second here from the calories. But incredible, really, really incredible. And we do there, one of our rituals because, as St. Regis, we are very famous with so many rituals, but we have maybe 4 that are the key ones. And one of them is the afternoon tea.
Okay.
And the afternoon tea is a beautiful celebration because remember, we are the House of Astor. So we are the place for exquisite, moments. Okay. We are the place for celebrations. So we are celebrating, the end of the morning and part of the afternoon, and we offer afternoon tea. And of course, that is an incredible immersing experience for our guests
Wow.
to enjoy this beautiful, ritual that we have. And by the way, we have also the second one, which is the sabraj, where we celebrate the end of the day. Okay.
Nice.
And we are again celebrating the beginning of an amazing evening in our hotel. We use, a beautiful, sparkling juice.
Okay.
Okay. That we use the khanjar to do the sabraj, and we are again highlighting a beginning of a beautiful evening, for
Wow.
our guests.
Wow.
And again, we touch
this
the
moment is so
butlers.
Instagrammable in my head right now,
Yes.
that this is how. Did you actually keep that thing in your mind? Because we are in this digital age. Everyone gets their phone out first before they even order anything, right? So did you keep that thing also in your mind that for the guest, this, there should be moments
that's a
like
nice
these, or there should
Instagrammable
be
spot.
This is how that can be.
If you remember when I was boring you by telling you there is nothing new, right, in what we do except the means of today's world.
Yeah.
So think, in the early 20th century, where we had the first House of Astor, the St. Regis, New York, they set the tone and they set the standards for the amazing St. Regis brand to evolve and to flourish based on these rituals. So at that time, they were doing the same celebration, which is, based in a way on Napoleon. I don't know if you've seen the movie recently and so on. But one of his quotes is that let's celebrate, the end of the day and the beginning of a new evening.
Yeah.
After the so many victories he had and he celebrated with his commanders and so forth. So we do the same, right? But at that time, it was a word of mouth, right? And then historians, told us about what took place at that time. And today we are much, much more fortunate because, we have the telephones and we record it and we have it on all the social media. But is it new? It's not.
On that note, can you tell me 3 places at St. Regis which are, in your opinion, the most Instagrammable?
Everywhere. Because, if you look at the structure and the architect from the outside of the hotel, it's mind blowing,
Yeah, I've
Because
heard a lot about that as well.
We are in Al Moj, which means the wave,
Yes.
right? and it was brilliantly curated, right?
Yeah.
That you feel it's part of the landscape, right? And it's a reflection of the concept of the whole area, right? But in a beautiful, serene style that makes you want to go and touch it and feel it and see what it is, right? So that's from the outside.
Right.
When you go inside, you know, it was all inspired by two things, all right? By the Côte d'Azur, the south of France, you know, the coastal side of south of France, and by the yacht, okay?
Right.
So when you come inside, you will feel like, yes, I am in a yacht with beautiful details and again, the colors, the emotional experience that you get once you come in during daytime or nighttime, you will feel, wow, you know, it's very refreshing. I want to, you know, celebrate my moments here. I am in the right place. You know, the colors that corresponds beautifully with the outside, okay, with the sea, with the beach and the backside. You know, our backyard is one of the best golf courses in the world, right? So it's a beautiful, you know, experience that can be Instagrammable from every angle.
Every
Right.
angle. Amazing.
Right? And again, the details of every venue, okay, it's incredible.
Right.
I'd love to show you more, because I'm not a marketing guy, I'm not a salesperson, so I cannot sell it, right? But I'm just expressing
You're
my
giving them
own
tough
emotions
competition
about
already.
it, right? But the key in all that is the people.
Yeah.
You know, how passionate, how sincere, how caring, you
Yeah.
know, how smiling, how, you know, they are complementing this beautiful, tangible picture with incredible generosity of emotions.
Right. Okay. Top 3 things, because we're talking about experiences. Apart from food, what are the top 3 things that people coming to St. Regis can expect and look forward to?
It depends on your mood, what you want to eat, okay? Because they are all common in the mood side,
Right.
okay? The mood is all about celebration, is all about the moment that you are in and how we make you feel so special,
Right.
okay? But it's what you want to eat.
Apart from the food, what else can they look forward to? Because night
The live
restaurants get-
entertainment. The live
Oh.
entertainment, the art component that we have in the hotel is exceptional.
component.
Wow.
The art component is something that is unique.
Right.
And we are very fortunate because we have owners who are very much into art.
Right.
Okay, and they created beautiful experiences. We have the West Wing and we have the East Wing. So the West Wing is all about Omani, you know, beautiful art pieces. Okay, and the East one is all about international art and international artists. So beside that, we have taken care of you emotionally and physically, but not to the full yet, because we have Guerlain Spa. And Guerlain, as we
totally
all
looking
know,
forward to that.
is one of the most celebrated, oldest, you know, French brand in the perfume world and into, you know, body, what you call it, scented oils.
Right.
And they have invested so much into their experiences that they create to our guests, okay? So that when you come into our Guerlain Spa, you know, and you leave, you are like a beautiful newly born baby. You know.
Everything feels beautiful.
You are rejuvenated inside out. You know, if it's a body treatment, you know, if it's a facial, you know, all the details and all the offerings that we have, because we are all different, especially when it comes to our own bodies and our own, you know, skin.
Our needs are
And
different.
we have so well crafted, you know, essential oils and body treatments that is bespoke to you and will make you feel like a $1 billion person after you are done with it.
Wow. Well, talking about St. Regis here in Oman, the place, the property is huge.
Yes.
It's massive. Is it one of the biggest that you have across the world, or you have bigger ones than this?
I can say it's a mind-blowing property for me, you know, even
Right.
though I've been so long in the hotel business, because it's so big, right?
Right.
But on the
Because you
other
have the
hand,
residential
maybe
as well.
because there are tons of experiences that are different and tons of small details,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So every area you go to and you experience, you know, you feel like, wow, that is unique by itself.
Yeah.
You know, so you hug it, you own it, and it is small,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And when you are done with that, you move to the other one.
Right.
But my mind cannot comprehend that it's so many and it's so big. I see it as like my children, right? When I'm with Maya, I am only with Maya, right? And that's beautiful. When I'm with Tala, I'm only with Tala. When I'm with Ali, I'm only with Ali, you know?
Yeah.
But they are three, right?
Yeah.
But when I'm with them, I'm with individuals.
Yeah.
I don't know if I made
No, I
sense, but as a property, yes, it's big because we have the residence
yeah, exactly.
component
Yeah.
and we have the hotel. And
Yeah.
if you talk about the hotel, it's huge. Why? Because again, our owners comes from the generosity, from the luxury side. Our
Right.
smallest room is 60 plus square meters. So this, in the hotel business, that's a suite, right? But it's a room. Plus a huge terrace, okay? Because we have incredible views.
You need to
okay?
enjoy it from the terrace,
Yeah.
from the balcony.
So the sea view, the golf view are incredibles, and you have your own space. And we are talking about the room side. So
Yeah.
our smallest room
Yeah.
is 60 plus square meters.
In terms of offerings and in
So
terms of
if you think originally that was 300 rooms
yeah,
hotel
yeah,
with a minimum of 60 square meters. So it's an incredibly big hotel.
space, yeah.
Okay, physically. And even now we are 250 because again, the generosity and the drive of the owners and the brand, okay, we combined number of rooms and number of suites together, okay, to even go even more luxurious. So out of this world.
In terms of offerings and in terms of providing that extraordinary experience for the guest, if you compare this property to all the other properties that you have worked with, especially in the opening scene in the past, be it Riyadh, be it Baku, be it Istanbul, or so many other
Vegas,
countries, right?
yes.
What is the new thing that even you're excited about for this particular project?
Again, the people. I will come to.
Yeah.
what
I
you're
mean, I'm
talking
sure
about.
there must have been,
But I
there
know
must
I
be
sound
some
very
experience.
boring, right? And I know
No,
I sound
it's not
very
about
boring,
like
from the people's side. But you know what?
People are the
I
heart
think
of the-
for me, it's all about people.
Yeah.
You know, and why I'm saying it's all about people because in here, first of all, I never worked with Omanis before,
right.
and we have big percent of our team is Omani.
Oh,
Okay, and it's a beautiful experience.
Right.
I really mean it. It's a beautiful experience, and not because I'm here, but it's truly a beautiful experience. Then I have worked with Africans before, okay, but I never had that number of Africans before, okay, and I now got at an age where I can tell the difference of individuals who come from bigger countries. Like I can tell, you know, those who are coming from south of India, for instance, versus those who are coming from north of India. Okay, I will say this:
Sometimes
I
we
love
can't
Indians.
tell.
I love Indians, but I appreciate the ones from the south more because they love football, number one. Second, their smile is more, even though Indians are always smiling, but I don't know why. Those who come from south of India, their smile is more. So I appreciate more now.
Okay.
You know, like Ali is 31 years old and Maya and Talan are 17, right? So during Ali's childhood, you know, I feel sorry because I was so, you know,
On the
attached to
move.
life, pushing me very
Yeah.
fast and so on. Maybe with Maya and Tala, I was more
More
settled.
available. Yeah.
You know, I was enjoying more. And if I had the chance, you know, no more, first of all. But if I had a chance, and like what I was talking about at the beginning about Oman, to sit and just digest what you have first,
Yeah.
you know, you would enjoy it more. And now I enjoy it more. But in this property, the variety of experiences, be it the Guerlain, be it the food and beverage, you know, be it the beach, be it the golf, you know, it's incredible.
Right.
It's really incredible. And we
Right.
have incredible ballroom, not one, but two. You know, so for the MICE business, which is meeting incentives, conferences, and so forth, we are the ideal location and ideal venue, all right, for that business. And we are only 10 minutes drive from the Grand Mosque, which I believe it's the most beautiful mosque in the world, from humble opinion, okay, from architect and details and so on. So for business travelers, we are 10 minutes from downtown, okay, 5 minutes or 7 minutes from the airport, okay. For leisure travelers, what else you need, you know?
Yeah.
You have everything there.
Yeah.
So we are
Beautifully
so
located.
fortunate. To answer your question, what's different? I've never worked in such a diverse, complete, all is there under one roof before when I compare it to St. Regis Al Moj Muscat Resort.
Wow.
Nothing can come close.
Wow. So tell me something. Your expertise is opening new properties, being
really.
being a part of the launch team. Come on. I mean, like, you have really launched quite a few. When I see the entire career path, I'm like, okay, there's nobody better than you in the business. If it's in opening a luxury hotel, a luxury property, this person is the one who's just the right fit for you. What is the more difficult part? Is it launching and opening, or the part after the property has been launched? So the difficult part was until now, the 1st of June, or now it's when it's going to start?
I want to highlight something, and I'm being extremely honest about it.
Okay.
Yes, I was involved maybe in 8 openings or 9 openings, right?
Right.
But when you look at it, I am barely, and I mean it, a drop in an ocean.
You're being modest.
No.
And
no,
humble.
No. And this is my advice to all newcomers, okay? Don't overthink of yourself. You know, I learned this from one of my coaches when I was young in the football field. He was telling me, Tarek, the more you grow, the more you bend. I didn't understand. So I said, what do you mean? He said, now you are under 15 and you're playing for the national team, right? You will be under 17. But if you think big of yourself, you know, as you grow, the door gets shorter. So to be able to pass through, you have to bend.
Wow.
To continue. And you are bending not because you are big, but because the challenges are more. And you only think you know something, but you don't know anything. I really mean it.
How beautifully said.
You have to listen every day. You have to listen to the most junior colleague of yours because you can learn from them.
Right.
And whatever you have or whatever I have is nothing. And I mean it. But coming back to your question, which I enjoy more, you know what? I enjoy them both. Like there
Which
is
is
no
the more-
tomorrow. I'll tell you why. Because when you come to a hotel
Yeah.
that exists, and by the way, I managed so many hotels as well, or I was part of number of hotels that existed. I was not part of the opening team. Okay? You get the opportunity to evolve, you know, baby steps. Once I was assigned to manage one of the best hotels in the world. Okay, and the year I went to, that hotel was already number one. What can you do? Nothing. It was the biggest challenge for me.
Yeah.
Okay?
How to get better than
but
the
then
best.
I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
After I stayed in that hotel, I couldn't sleep the first couple of nights because I was staying in that hotel.
Yeah.
It's impeccable, impeccable.
Yeah.
Right? But then I told myself something, you know what, Tarek? Nothing is perfect. So give it time, and just do baby steps. Okay, like I always believe. You know, Egyptians, they didn't build the pyramids overnight. Long years.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
So immerse yourself, learn, and the opportunities will come. In that hotel, I did the biggest number of changes I've done in my life in hotel business
Which was already number one.
ever, and it was already number one.
Wow.
Wow.
I swear to God. And
That
for
needs
those
a lot of courage.
who might see me, you know, and work with me in that prison, they would know what I'm talking about. It was originally a prison.
Yeah, I was like,
You know,
did
it
I
was
hear that
originally-
right?
And who came up with the ideas? 99% was my colleagues. And the most junior as well. Because the most senior got used to, and this is an advice as well, don't feel comfortable in your area. Challenge yourself by listening to your junior colleagues. Because the elder colleagues, somehow they get boxed.
They get
You know?
used to a certain way.
If you want to be inspired, go to a kindergarten and watch little kids drawing, and the reflection of life will inspire you.
So if I had to summarize, if you were to give a little
So I
advice.
enjoy both,
Yeah.
but the advantage, I'm sorry, because I need to answer this.
Absolutely.
And the advantage of being part of an opening is that you bond for life, because
Yes.
the pre-opening time is the most
beautiful.
exciting,
Oh, yes.
fun, happening. If you ask other hoteliers who opened hotels, they might 10 out of 10 might tell you the difference.
Yeah.
Tell you the opposite, sorry.
No, of course, a launch team
I've
is
heard exhausting.
No,
the
it's
energy
most-
is very different. The
it's-
connection is very different. Like how he said, you make a very different bond. Very, very true.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
you know
and
what?
it stays for you for much longer.
And people,
Right.
because it's a new hotel, will always talk positive. So you take credit
Yeah.
for it. You know, I was right on that. And if it became bad, you say, you know what? When I left, it was fantastic, but because I left, it went bad. No,
So
but
in
thank
my-
God,
yeah.
all those who I was part of, they are still the top in their destination.
Nice, nice, nice. So what is more challenging, the pre-opening one or after the launch? Both are challenging.
Because every day
And-
is new.
Perfect.
Every day is new.
Yeah.
You know, you're dealing with people. You're not doing with machines. You're not dealing
Yeah.
with machines.
Yeah.
You know.
So, Tarek, you have a fair share of experience from different parts of the world, be it Las Vegas, be it Riyadh, be it Baku, be it Egypt, be it Amman, be it... see, the
Riyadh.
list is quite... Yeah, it's pretty extensive right there.
Doha,
Wow.
Bahrain.
Wow. Wow. Has there ever been a moment where, in a very short notice, you had to prepare the entire team for an extremely VVVIP guest? So now the challenge is that you've got to keep the hotel guests also happy, but you have to get the team also ready because this VVIP guest is going to be arriving in just 24 or 48 hours. So how do you manage that? And has ever there been
How
an
many
experience
hours?
like that? 24 hours. Let's do that.
That's easy.
Wow.
Okay, let's do 6 hours then.
Still that easy.
Wow. So you've had those experiences.
What's your record?
No, I mean, again, and don't get me wrong, you know,
Yeah.
like in the pre-opening now, we were preparing for the openings, right?
Right, right.
And you get ready for all circumstances, right? And we always believe that every guest who is even passing by our doors, you know, he is a top VIP.
Right.
And again,
No
it's not a cliche.
discrimination.
So if you are in that mindset and you are that prepared, so the only thing that you need to shuffle around is number one, to inform other guests that there is more security that can come in, okay, because you don't want to disturb them as well, okay, and you apologize in advance for the inconvenience, all right, of course, without stating who's coming,
Yeah.
because confidentiality is a key, especially in the luxury world,
Right.
right? And then second, get the right description of the visit, okay, and making sure it is 100% right, and you get it from the right source, because sometimes, believe it or not, there are some different information that might not be the same,
Right.
okay,
Right.
and that's it. But you are 100% ready.
Wow.
Like, I'm sorry, don't get me wrong, and if you tell your mother, I want to come and have lunch with you in 2 hours' time, do you think it will be difficult for her?
That's a nice
No.
example.
Yeah.
That's a very nice
beautifully
example.
put. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She has been prepared,
Yeah.
and she practiced it for her lifetime.
Yeah.
Right? Same
True.
here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it is how well you are prepared from the get-go.
Lovely. Now, I've always wanted to ask another.
I wish I can.
Yes, very
make it
beautifully
very
answered.
difficult and say,
No, no, no,
"Wow,
no, no. I think I got my
you pulled
answer."
hairs and
No, actually, just we're ready.
In my head, it's like people have been informed. Now you got to work for
And the
instead of 10
screaming
hours, you
shot
got to be
and
there
the
for 16
chaotic-
hours. This. In my head, it's like, no, it's going to be busy. And he's like really relaxed. Yeah, I mean, which
easy.
is good. So it's just an add-on. So yeah.
I'll give you another example.
Yeah, please go for it.
So in one of the hotels I was working for, I was general manager in that hotel. We had a top VIP visitor for the country.
Okay.
He was the prime minister of a country.
Whoa.
Yeah, and talking about top luxury, things do happen wrong,
Happens to the best of us.
And, so I was called very, very early in the morning, and they said, you know what, there is a leak in the dining room of that suite.
Oh.
Okay. So I said, yeah, I'm on the way,
Okay.
because they wanted to talk to that person,
Right.
and they thought the best person would be the general manager.
I think, what is that
Yeah.
thing you can do,
He
right?
gets the biggest salary, eat him now.
Okay, yeah, then?
And so I went there.
Okay.
Obviously, I welcomed him, 2 days before. So, and we meet every day, and not
Okay.
meet like meet,
Yeah.
just good morning and so
Yeah.
on. And then his chief protocol and security and so on, he got the information that I'm coming to apologize, and it
Right.
was like 6:30 in the morning or
Right.
something. Like that.
Right.
So they knocked, and they went inside, they talked, and then they invited me in, and he was in his robe, and he said, so I'm prepared, to say I'm sorry, and guess what he told me?
What do you say?
He said,
Don't tell me he
"Oh,
said.
Tara, I'm sorry to
Wake you
have
up early
here
in the
early in
morning."
the morning, I said,
Like, I was supposed to say that.
Mr.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there was a leak. He said, but it was your team who informed. See how beautiful the team was.
Yeah.
They were working on, the spa was somewhere close.
Right.
And they were working on some, preparation. And they noticed that there is a leak, and they informed the protocol that there is a leak. And they are the one who woke him up in the morning,
Yeah.
his team, to tell him.
He wasn't even aware,
And it
yeah.
was funny because, you know what, I'm coming to apologize, and he was feeling sorry for me. But he, like all people, by
Yeah.
the way, all people are beautiful people,
Yeah.
and all people are kind. And when you show that you care and you really deliver, everybody will give you, space and will accept. So our team was prepared, and they did everything. They stopped the leak, and
And it was resolved.
Yeah, and I bonded even more with that very important person.
Wow.
Turn that into an opportunity.
Yeah.
All right, another question. Moving on from celebrities to Influences.
I tell you another point about celebrity. We had one performer who was pregnant, right? And they said, you know what, we need to have an ambulance, okay, during the stay, because anytime, you know. So
An emergency
absolutely
room,
so. But then I was invited to the show of that performer.
Yeah.
And that performer was doing an incredible job, like they always perform. And I was so worried about the baby. So I didn't pay much attention to the show. I was thinking, what can happen?
Yeah, he was more worried about
Yeah.
that. But you were talking about
Yes,
your...
the influences. So, of course, you're like top one luxury brand. And I'm sure you get a lot of requests where you have influencers, travel influencers, hotel people who are into the hotel industry who write to you saying that, hey, I want to come and review your property. How do you handle that? Or what is your criteria for selecting or not selecting influencers?
I'll tell you about my criteria, because the criteria, you need to have the director of marketing, you know,
Right.
because she knows far much better than me. But my criteria always for something like that, which is not new, by the way, even before that, you remember the word of mouth.
Correct.
So the word of
Fair.
mouth is the people who come and stay and talk about the place, right?
Wow.
Yes,
So-
now that you say that.
So what are the criteria about a person who is coming to talk about you? Credibility, okay, insightfulness, and respect. If that person has these three criteria, absolutely.
Wow.
I don't care how good looking they are. I don't care how well dressed they are. I don't care about how many followers they are. I care about these three things, because these three things are genuine and they are crucial when you pass a recommendation.
Very true.
Right.
You know, people tell me, you know, this person has been there, has been there, has been there, has been there, so no need to take him. You know, but if that person has these criteria, I'd love to have him in my place and judge me correctly and highlight what's missing. I
Right.
don't
Because
mind,
they understand.
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
because it's more honest, it's more real, it is more of a substance.
Right. And that's what people connect with. Like they know
The
that
truth.
when you are faking it, when it's actually
Exactly.
true, right? So that's
Exactly.
what comes with the experience and the
Shall we do
credibility.
our favorite part now?
Yes,
Let's
quickly
do our
moving on
favorite
to the
part.
rapid fire.
Yes.
And you go ahead with your first question.
Okay. One word answers the first thing that comes to your mind.
In my
Simple
age,
as.
very difficult. But
You've given us enough competition. Don't say that now.
Okay. Do you agree that you should do what your competitors are doing?
definitely not.
Amazing.
If you had to swap your position or your day with one of your team members, whose job would you swap it with?
Doorman.
Really? Why?
Absolutely.
Why, if I had to ask?
Unfortunately, in my career, I didn't do the job of a doorman.
That's one thing missed.
So this is one. Second, they get great tips. You know, and the kids are going to school, so I need more income.
Is the GM talking or St. Regis talking?
Third, it's one of the most enjoyable, you know, business, because you are the ambassador, you are the usher of the world to your kingdom.
Right.
You know, and how, you know, you greet, the smile, the passion, the attitude, and you invite them in,
Right.
you know, and you say,
You set the tone.
and you say goodbye, and you check if they had a memorable experience while they're staying with you.
Yeah.
It's a mind-blowing experience from a deliverer point of view.
Right.
Okay. Hoteliers often don't vacation in their own hotels. Agree or disagree?
Hoteliers,
Often don't vacation in their own hotels. Agree or disagree?
it's a nightmare to vacation in your hotel.
Because you're not on vacation.
For whom?
No,
the
for
staff?
me. No, for me, because as if you remember what I was saying at the beginning, you know, the managers are not to reprimand.
Yes, they're
managers
to
are to
support.
support. and
Yes.
support by bringing what's wrong
Yeah.
and correct it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't want them to feel guilty
Yeah.
because I'm having my private time, and they would think that I'm not enjoying, and they will feel bad for me. So why you should make a person feel bad for you?
One luxury service that every hotel should have, no matter what the location is or what kind of a hotel is, that it's like the bare minimum any hotel can provide. So according to you, this definitely should be provided by every hotel. What is that one thing?
Recognition.
That I
Right.
did not see coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I'll say this, but you can edit it, okay?
Okay.
I go to so many hotels,
Yeah.
okay? And I never see any senior person in the lobby. Okay? But then when they know that I'm visiting, you see everybody there.
Wow.
So, is this the right recognition? No.
No.
Because this is staged recognition.
Yes.
Recognition should come from the heart. All times. Right? Not
Yeah.
because it's Tarek, but it's a visitor coming in.
Yes. Very beautifully said.
Okay, next one. Allowing pets in a hotel, is it a plus?
Allowing pets in a hotel, it's a definitely plus.
Okay.
Okay?
He thought about it though.
No, because I was thinking of my colleagues. Because after the guests check out with a pet, you take this room into deep
Fur.
cleaning, because you don't know who is coming next, And maybe, yes, he's a pet lover,
Yeah.
but he's a pet lover that has allergy for cats, like my daughter, okay? We have a pet, right? But it's a dog. And she has allergy for cats, so you have to ensure that
Mindful
it
about.
is absolutely,
Right, right.
top notch.
Right.
But on the other hand, as a pet lover myself, you cannot value the emotional connection you have and how bad you feel when you say goodbye to your pet and you go and enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Even though in front of my kids, I feel like it's okay, leave him in and so, but
Inside, you're like,
it's inside, it's
Yeah,
different.
yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap it up with one last question.
Sure.
And that would be that if you were to write a book about all your experience in the hotel industry, what would its title be?
Amazing.
Well, that's what
that.
we also had, an amazing experience talking to you, chatting with you, and so looking forward to actually visit the property as well. Sounds very exciting. And
Can't wait to try out the spa.
I know. I think I can
And
just
food.
complete an entire year with every month visiting one of the restaurants that they have right there. And
So much to
experience it.
do.
Exactly. Congratulations, Oman. We have this brand new property right here. St. Regis is open for all. Go explore it. It's beautiful from what it sounds like. We've seen the pictures and videos. And thank you so much,
Thank
Tarek,
you so much for joining us, Tarek.
No,
joining
thank you very
us.
much. And I always say, a Panadol Blue, not red, because red is strong. Panadol Blue will take away the headache I gave you.
We had the most fun conversation. That's all I'm going to say.